Hi, welcome to Blue Rose Podcast. I'm Karen Barno, and this is episode 2. Blue Rose Podcast was developed to help women who are seeking what's next, who are looking for what their next thing is in life. You know, usually this happens when we're about 55, 60, 65. We start kind of looking around and thinking, but also we look at what's held us back, what has kept us from being great. And I help women figure that out. As one of my clients said, change happens around Karen. So I want to talk to you today about childhood shadows, or as I call them, childhood shadow imprints. Shadows are the parts of ourselves that over the course of our life we've hid, we've denied, we've suppressed. We don't see them. Other people see our shadows, but we don't necessarily see them in ourselves. And shadows are both positive and negative. Sometimes we bury very positive parts of ourselves because we've been told that that part was unacceptable. And that's why I always tell people, when you find your shadow, when you find that overarching shadow, your gift of why is there. Your gift of who you are and why you were put here is hidden there. Because maybe as a child you were told, you wanted to be a writer, and your aunt was a writer and everybody you knew made fun of her because she wrote these huge, great, fantastic novels that never got published. And you were told never be a writer because they don't make any money. So you bury that aspect of your personality, that part of you, away. And then when you finally heal down the road, you write a book. And yes, that was one of my shadows, and I have written 2 books. My latest one is Blue Rose Bookstore, A Journey of Healing. But your shadows are aspects that you have rejected out of shame, out of fear, disapproval. Like I said, it could be something that you loved doing, but those around you didn't like it. It could even be a teacher. You could have a teacher that you loved doing crafts. And this teacher was, and you were a boy, and the teacher was like, oh, we don't do crafts, we do football. So you did football when really you loved crafts. That's how shadows form. We repress that piece of us. You don't want to be belittled. You don't want others' disapproval because these shadows annoy other people. They find them horrific. Or disgust other people or ourselves because we've taught that. As C.J. Jung, J-U-N-G, said, our shadow is the person we'd rather not be. Isn't that sad? Our shadows are the person we would rather not be. But that's who we are. It's perfectly fine to stand in your greatness, but we've been told they're unacceptable, so we hide them. And these shadows hold immense power over ourselves. They wield so much power, because every time you want to step into what you really want to do, but you were told as a child it's not for you to do, then you step back. And that's why you run into so many people that when they're 50, 60, even sometimes 40, who you're like, well, why didn't you accept that job? Or why didn't you follow your dream of being, a singer? Because they had repressed it all these years because it was unacceptable to those around them. Maybe you loved to sing. You were a great singer. You sang in chorus in school and you were fantastic, but your parents couldn't stand it because you were always standing out. You were always drawing attention to yourselves, and your parents didn't like that. That's how shadows develop. And so we run away from these shadows. We do everything we can to make ourselves mediocre, to make ourselves like everyone else, to make ourselves acceptable to others because we want to play it safe, or we settle. We settle for mediocrity. We look at people, and one of the ways to see your shadow, to find a shadow, is when you look at somebody else and you so greatly admire them and you think, man, I wish I could do that. If you're a singer, I wish I could get up on stage like Beyonce and sing. I wish I could sing like Adele or whomever you want to sing like. I would get up on stage and I'd be all dressed up and you go through it in your mind, but you won't do it because you've repressed it and it scares you and you don't want to stand out. But we were made to stand out. We're all here to stand out. But because of our shadows, we step back. But then at some point, you're going to have the courage. You're going to have the call. Something is going to call you. Whatever your beliefs are, whether you believe in God, the universe, the power of spirit, whomever you believe in, you're going to get that call. Whether it comes at night, whether you're sitting at a play one time and you see yourself up on that stage singing, you're going to receive that call, and it's up to you to find the courage to answer that call, to find the courage to step in and say, you know what, I can do this. I for years dreamt of helping women change their lives, transform their lives. I mean, most of you know my story. I was broke, I was homeless, I was, because I was abused as a child, and so I hated myself, I beat myself up. My parents hated when I stood out. They didn't like that because they were both, my mom was very keep her cards to the chest. So here I am, somebody that stood out. So I was always told to settle, to accept what I got and be grateful for that. And it took me years to have the courage to say, wait, there's more to life. Wait, I have to seek what else is out there. So I started looking around and thinking, what do I really want to do? Well, if I really want to help people heal their lives, transform their lives, because like I said, I went from broken, homeless, and, a drunk to a CEO of a not-for-profit, of a large not-for-profit. I make a great 6-figure income. I do fantastic now. And I don't tell you that to say, look at me. I tell you that because if I can do it, you can do it. Everything is overcomable. If you believe in you, you can overcome. So you just need to take one step after the next step after the next step. And my first step was just saying to myself, I like the fact that, Tony Robbins has this tape, and I forget what it was called now. Personal Power has this tape, and, it really helped me. And so I liked that, but I grew not to like his voice. I didn't like his tonality towards certain things. I just thought he was too in your face. And I like being in your face, but I think not necessarily. So I was like, I can do this. So it's taken me years to build up that muscle, to build up that courage, because I had to heal all those shadows along the way. But all it takes is just getting the courage to take your first step, to decide what you want to do, and then give that gift to you. To be able to step out and say, this is what I want. This is who I want to be. I want to do whatever. What do I need to do to get there? What do I need to heal? And know that shadows are going to be there. And the reason I call them childhood shadow imprints are the initials, CSI. You have to be a detective. You have to be a shadow detective to go look at your shadows. You have to look at other people. What do you find that you like in others? Because that's in you. What do you see that you don't like in others? That's within you. All these different pieces, and you have to put them together. Now, if you're interested, of course, I have a 5-step online course. You can jump over to my website, KarenBarno.com, and check it out. And it's a great starter course to help you start looking within at your shadows. It gives you the tips and the exercises to start the journey, because you have different types of shadows, and I won't get into that now. That'll probably be my next podcast. But shadows are at different levels, so you really need to kind of take baby steps at first, because when you find a shadow, you don't want to heal it, because it's in your mind, it's a part of you, it's who you are. And then you heal it and realize, man, I really don't want to cuss, so I'm trying not to. I was never meant to be that person. I was never meant to be this people person who ran around saying, can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? I have my last dollar. Do you want it? I have this outfit. Do you want it instead of me? I have these shoes that you like. I'll take them off my feet and give them to you. No, you have to learn to stand in your power, and you have to learn how to heal your shadows. I hope this episode has helped you. Like I said, if you want to jump over to my website, KarenBarno.com, I also have a great ebook over there, How to Stop Self-Sabotage. Once you start learning how you sabotage yourself, you'll start learning how to heal your shadows. You'll start seeing how they show up in your life. Have a great day. If you have any comments or anything, please let me know. You can jump over to my Facebook page, Karen Barno, and ask questions there, or join my free membership group, Blue Rose Podcast. It's a group on Facebook. Talk to you guys later, and here's to you finding your Blue Rose.